Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome back to Wall Street Silver. Our guest today is my good friend Yvonne Blaszczyk, President and CEO of BMG Group. Welcome back, Yvonne.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Yeah, it's a huge pleasure having you come down to Wall Street Silver. It's the start of the new year, 2025. So I wanted to get you down to talk about, all the new things happening in the precious metals market, geopolitically happening in the world. But I wanted to start off with gold and silver. What is your outlook, Yvonne, for 2025 for gold and silver?
I still do believe that gold is going to be $3,000 an ounce very, very soon. It always goes up and down. And when I look at what analysts and other people are predicting, everybody is hooked for some reason and mesmerized by those small changes.
Right.
They have to look at a very big picture where gold is going, what is happening in the world geopolitically, and what is happening in the financial systems. And this is still the gold is still will continue its stellar run in 2025. And silver, of course, is tracking behind, and it's still has a lot of potential to grow. But gold is slightly different. Gold is money. And I many times repeat that gold has been money for 5,000 years, and that we shall continue for a very, very long time, probably forever. And that what makes it different. And of course, the geopolitical situation, political situation, financial systems, and all the pressures are all pushing gold up. Not
Right.
only in the price, but it's actually value and scarcity because the demand for gold is going to increase dramatically. And now there'll be searches for new sources of gold. That means mining. That means exploring the natural resources. Countries that are rich in gold are going to probably have a very good run. Of course, it takes longer than 1 year for all those things to come to fruition.
Right.
However, it is on a rise.
Geopolitically, I know we were talking before we started recording, but you were explaining how there's some interesting things happening geopolitically that will affect precious metals and just the global economy. What are you seeing right now geopolitically, Yvonne?
Well, I see Greenland. And I think gold, Greenland has a very high grade gold deposits.
Hmm.
So I can see how the things are shaping slightly differently, and it absolutely makes sense to look into Greenland to is largely untouched by mining industry due to the combination of they have a lot of regulations protecting nature, and of course the incredibly harsh conditions and freezing cold. However, with climate changes, a lot of the Greenland territory is becoming coming to the surface, which will make it easier for exploration. Greenland, as everyone probably knows, has been a self-governing body since 2009,
Right.
but they are really a part of the Kingdom of Denmark. Denmark, I think, spends about half a $500 million a year in subsidies. So it's not that difficult to purchase them. Plus, most of the countries that have small population like Greenland, kind of, out of the way, they look for a self-determination. And sometimes they look for partnerships with other countries that can provide them opportunity to look into their natural resources without touching of course, the nature around.
Welcome to the Cayman Islands, a premier offshore jurisdiction where natural beauty meets financial stability. Here, your wealth is more than secure. It thrives in one of the most trusted and respected financial centers in the world. For over a decade, SWP has been the trusted choice for precious metal investors worldwide. Our purpose-built 6,000 square foot facility sets a new standard in precious metal storage. We are proud to be one of the only vault operators approved by the London Bullion Market Association. Beyond safeguarding your assets, we're committed to making a difference in our community by supporting local causes and events that reflect our values. As we continue to expand and innovate our services, we ensure that your wealth is safe and strategically positioned to shield you from the uncertainties that lie ahead. Strategic wealth preservation, trusted today, and ready for tomorrow.
Right.
So I think the return of uh, Donald Trump to the White House will intensify not only the relationships that are with Europe or with BRICS countries, but it's also going to intensify the search for new gold deposits, for new energy sources, reviving those kind of a industry that is critical to our survival, but has been somewhat on the back burner.
Yeah, absolutely, Yvonne. You nailed it.
So I do believe that Greenland is very interesting proposition. Of course, it could be complicated. It's part of European Union, but should U.S. withdraw from NATO, then they have a free hand to even put army there. So everything is on the table. But I think it's a brilliant move to secure resources, natural resources, and gold. See, because
Yeah.
I look at Greenland, I look at gold. I don't look at snow and ice, and there's of course they have other natural resources that they are scarce and very desirable by many countries that are in competition with our Western world. So this is a very good move, I think. And of course, the other thing that are happening, nothing has really changed except the huge big move. The BRICS, Indonesia joined BRICS alliance.
No way. Did they actually?
Indonesia is the fourth most populous country in the world, and now basically BRICS will have almost half of the world's population, and
Wow.
42% or something, over 40% of the world's economy. So it's going to be quite a formidable challenge for the Western countries and US to regain its status and maintain the dominance in the world. Of course, the other thing is the currencies and gold and what is happening. The direction of brings to basically move away from a dollar as a reserve currency. And there were some very strong statements Mr. Trump sent to the BRICS countries and to other countries in the alliance should they try to remove the US dollar, what will happen to them with sanctions and everything else. But the truth is that most of the BRIC countries are comprised of new economies.
Okay.
Also, the major players like Russia and China, especially Russia, really decreased because of sanctions, because of all the situation, the wars and everything else.
Yeah.
They decreased their trade with the West, but they increase with the developing countries. The developing countries are using the local currencies. Many of them, the local currency is backed by gold. So that's huge. The other thing I found very interesting, as you know, there's always speculations in terms of central banks disclosing how much gold they actually hold. And
Right.
there's always suspicion that China is not exactly disclosing everything they have. And
Yeah.
some few months ago, do you remember there's a huge discovery of a gold deposits in China,
Okay.
which very interesting. So now, if there is any under-reporting, they can say, "Well, we'll just found it in the ground." So everything is working out very well in the world. But now one of the things that is, I think very important that will impact gold. You see, gold is part of the commodities, but it's not a commodity, it's money, the way I
Right.
look at it. But BRICS is a powerhouse of all the commodities. Do you know that they produce most grain, meat, oil, and gas and minerals there are with growing economies?
Wow. I didn't know that.
So they also now the energy powerhouse. China is leading the world's transition in renewable energy, and at the same time they have I think a 20-30% of the whole oil production.
Wow.
Five out of all 10 top oil producers in the world are actually a part of BRICS for the crude oil. And that includes Russia is the third one, China, Iran, uh, Brazil is probably bit further behind, but still. Now the economies are struggling. China is looking at the growth of about 5%, Brazil about 2%. Everyone is struggling. So it is going to be a very interesting, a um, I think, develop scenario in a world's uh, power to survive. And of course, gold, as you know, traditionally is probably the best medium for that. In a Of course, gold also is money, and if it backs up local currencies, that's going to send a very different or create a very different picture that we currently are appreciating. And every time I read about gold, people are going, it's crazy. Oh my God, it dipped down today, went up this went to the. I would say, no, don't do that. You have a heart attack. Look at the annual uh, return of gold. Gold was the best performing commodity last year.
Hello, my fellow silver and gold stacker. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the channel. Subscribe, please like the video, and also hit the notification bell. Keep stacking. Yeah, well, Yvonne, when I was buying gold in 2022 for Canadian, this is now in Canadian dollars, not US dollars, but I looked at my last purchase yesterday, and in 2022, I bought 1 ounce of gold for 2,250 Canadian. And that was in 2022. So look at 3 years. Now it's $3,929
Almost
Canadian.
$4,000 Canadian. Also, something else. Canadian dollar dropped vis-a-vis US dollar. So I
Right.
was looking at the relationship US dollar vis-a-vis gold, and I notice that right now, for some reason, the impact is not as much as it used to be. So
Okay.
even if dollar goes up, it does not affect gold as much. The other thing that sanctions against Russia, against some countries, made zero difference or no difference at all in a gold trading and in a gold market. On
Wow.
the contrary, is actually what happened. It just made it more robust. So it is going to be very interesting this year because I thought that the gold would be $3,000 already in January. No,
Yeah, I remember
January is
us.
not over yet. But it's going to take a bit longer because I think the change in U.S. Politics is gives a lot of hope
Yeah.
and a lot of there's a incredible, I think, optimism and that things will change and the economy will improve, the international relationships will improve, the situation in US very complicated, very complex, is going to be remedied by a new wave of initiatives, focus on energy, focus on self or on not being dependent, being open for business. So those things make a huge impact. So that will may slow the rise of the prices as but they'll be all around $3,000. Some people predicting then in 5 years from now, gold is going to be $5,000. Nick Barishev, my predecessor, predicted it's going to be $10,000
Wow.
an ounce. Some people predict even more, but really you have to look at the global picture of what is happening.
Yeah, if you look at the economic climate, I mean, it's inevitable, Yvonne, to see that gold is just going to have either steady increases or gradual, like big, like large increases over the next 5 years.
Is going to have up and down
Okay.
increases. Now, what will happen? The big challenge is going to be natural resources and to secure the resources. And many countries rich in natural resources are rich in gold
Right.
deposits. Now, it takes time to actually refine gold and have it available in a form that can serve as money. So that may have some impact, but I do believe that gold is a really solution to financial systems, to stabilize them, to create security, and for average person, I think having exposure to gold is absolutely a necessity. um, Exposure to gold, and you can be exposed in different ways to gold. But having physical gold is I think, is a must. and I do believe that also looking at the geopolitical situation and what is happening. People are, for example, are right now very fixated about Panama Canal
Yeah.
or Canada.
Yeah.
Uh, and of course, I look at those things and say, well, this is very interesting conversation. But the reality is probably Greenland for US to look at as a next very important source of um, uh, exploration and a source of gold and other minerals. Uh, Panama Canal is a bit more complicated because it's true that
Yeah.
was given away pretty much without too many benefits for US. So Canada is another thing. It's just we are very attractive. We are very large. We are very beautiful, and we have all the resources in the world. We have minerals. We have water.
Yeah.
We have absolutely everything, oil, and we are coast to coast, and we have a very small population. So actually, Kant could make a case that we could become like Monaco, that
Oh, that
our
would be
natural
nice.
resources will support everyone, so we don't need to worry about taxes will be eliminated because there is so much revenue
I would
coming.
love that.
Well, everybody would love that. And it never fails. Somebody always calls me when I'm in the middle of interview.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yvonne,
Oh, that was White House.
oh,
They
they're asking, what
They're
are you talking
asking,
about, Yvonne?
exactly. They are very interested. So it is a very unique situation. I do believe that we are witnessing history in the making.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think that the world has moved into a true hemispheres, East and West. I think what is happening in the United States is very positive to create the balance. However, as you know, it's a rocky road. So you never know what other variables may occur that will can have a dramatic impact and take us to totally different direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
So at the moment, I think gold and in the future is still the best anchor of stability, not only a safe haven and a store value, but also I think a very critical and important part of finance and economy. And it's being more and more appreciated. The public sentiment has changed
Yeah,
towards
absolutely.
so which is very positive. The more global macro analysis of the world and all the uh, variables that are influencing politics and economy have to be analyzed or perhaps um, appreciated in a more broader sense, because the more we focus on the minute things, on the things that they are not really, they are important, but they
Right.
don't have a huge influence globally, then we do not see the potential for optimism, for growth, and the potential particularly for gold. Um, uh, I see not only the interest in gold, I see the purchases of gold are increasing all over the place. Uh, Many countries right now are really focusing on this as a part of their independence and economic and political.
Yeah, no, you know what, Yvonne, you absolutely nailed it because we're for sure living in a very crazy time, and we're only going to see things, I bet, get crazier and crazier geopolitically. But I want everyone to connect with you guys at BMG. Where can people find you, and how can people connect with you
Well,
and BMG?
first of all, they can Google us, BMG. They can Google my name, our phone number, our emails, our contact is everywhere. We have two products that I think everyone should take a look at. One of them is of course the physical gold. You can purchase physical gold. You can purchase in a form of coins like maple leaves. That it is a legal tender, so there's no taxes on it, and
Wow.
there's also face value of the each coin that we don't count. We don't have nor we have any kind of a premiums. We just charge the transaction fee. And the other thing, our mutual funds. Our mutual funds have we have three mutual funds, all in precious metals. We have a fund with 100% of gold in it. We have
Wow.
fund with 100% silver in it. We have a fund with trimetal, which is silver, gold, and platinum in equal numbers. And every unit of that mutual fund has a corresponding amount of, let's say, gold stored in a vault.
Wow, that's
Um,
really nice.
so basically the price and any kind of a benefit from it is the growth of a price of gold in the marketplace. So that's how to one to can get a fantastic exposure. We also provide a lot of information, a lot of education, a lot of understanding of how gold can affect your portfolio. And my word is also to particularly to the financial advisors. And I know that each financial advisor has directive to focus on particular products. But when you really look at our product, at our goal, you can do yourself a favor and see how that would impact positively your client's portfolio. Hence, you can retain clients or you can increase your book of clients, which is
Right.
very, very important. So I think there's a lot of potential. I invite everyone to visit us on our website. We have advertisements everywhere. We're absolutely everywhere. So please feel free to call, to email us, to look us up on all the social media. So that would be wonderful.
Yeah, you know what? It's such a huge pleasure having you come down to Wall Street Silver. As always, Yvonne, I'd love to have you back on in the future. I want to thank you so much for coming down to Wall Street Silver.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure as always.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon, Yvonne.
Talk to you soon.